All right, we'll call her Superwoman. Joan Lunden is an award-winning TV personality and author and the mother of 7 kids.
And I think she already got a phone call that said, do not bring another puppy home.
Right, we were trying.
My husband called us. We were just going on there. Don't you dare come home with another dog.
Well, we're taking a look at this. This is your newest venture. Of course, you're always so busy. Chicken Soup for the Soul, about family caregivers. And it's the first time that whole Chicken Soul franchise has let somebody else actually author it.
I remember interviewing Jack Canfield, I don't know, a gazillion years ago when he did the very first book. I don't think that he ever realized there'd be hundreds of these books after. And it's the typical model. It's 101 inspiring stories, which is nice. It's absolutely packed full of information. But it's in a nice form. You can read a few stories at a time. Just make sure you have a tissue handy. But you know, but it's inspiring kind of stories, not just sad stories. You just learn so much, and I think it made me a better daughter from my mom. My mom's 93. And I became a better daughter going through this process of writing this book.
Well, what did you go through with your mom? And because she's what, 93?
93, and you know what? I went through the same. Oh, there we are.
Oh, very nice.
I think my story was really typical of everybody's story. You don't have that meeting, you don't really have a plan of action, and then all of a sudden crisis hits, and you find yourself there saying, oh my gosh, I've got to sell the car, sell the house, find a place for her to live. And it was a very complex journey, and I kind of vowed to myself to do something to help others, because there are like 76 million Americans out there providing care. I know
in
you're
this
one.
sandwich, what they call the sandwich generation, because you got your kids and then you got your parents. And the subject is almost too painful for me to talk about, because my mother has Alzheimer's, and it's really, really hard, because you just see what their lives are like. So with help, at least you know other people are on the same journey. And you know, I mean, everybody out there listening, it's kind of like a 40-70 rule. They say if you're in your 40s and your parents are in your 60s or 70s, you should be having the talk. You need to talk with them. You need to find out what their financial situation is. Do they have long-term health care? Because it's going to be your problem if they don't. And today, many Americans are dipping into their own retirement savings to take care of their parents. Then what's going to happen when they get to that stage? I don't know.
And
it's
there
awful
are
to think about.
Yeah, and for me, my grandmother just turned 99, and because my mother lives down in Atlanta, my grandmother's in Philadelphia, it was up to me to really come in and figure out her finances, find a place for her. I was driving every weekend to go and place her, so it's, you know, it's a big responsibility.
You know, when you say that, when I first had to find a place for my mom to live, I can remember looking at this in retrospect. It's so silly. I started driving around her hometown and going in and looking at places. If I had wanted to buy a house, I wouldn't have just driven around.
Right, you would have.
It took me, she moved a few times, and then I finally got hooked up with a senior advocate. And that's why I'm a representative now for A Place for Mom. That's what it's called, A Place for Mom? The really nice thing is that the consumer doesn't pay for this. You go on aplaceformom.com and you just put in the zip code of where your parent is, where you want them to live. Someone calls you back, tells you every bed available in the entire city, which one might be better for your parent, and they kind of help you assess their needs. And sometimes it might be a spouse, you know. One spouse has an accident, has a heart attack, a stroke, and then you're thrust into this world of needing to understand Medicare and understand assisted care and the different levels of assisted care. It's very complicated.
It is. It's too much to think about. But in the meantime, let's talk about those 2 sets of twins you've got that are a long way from having to take care of Mom.
Do you have any idea how overstimulated our new puppy is?
There's the whole family.
With these 2 sets of twins. I mean, I don't know if we'll ever get this dog trained.
So they're what? There's two of them are 5 and 2 are 6?
No. I have sets who they're in 1st and 3rd grade. They're just 7 and almost 9 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so now they're they move as a pack. You know, they're a group. They move as a pack, and they're going to catch on to this. I know, but right now, I can get them to do anything, because all you have to do is say, the first one in the house hangs the coat and puts the shoes in the cubby wins. They'll kill each other going up the stairs in order to get it done first.
And now one of your oldest is getting married, so you're kind of planning a wedding too?
I have 3 older daughters, and my Lindsay, who travels all over the country with me, because she works with me, is getting married.
And she's looking off because Lindsay's here in the studio with us.
Right.
Yeah.
And I love how she calls you Joan when you're at work.
Never Mom.
Not Mom.
Yeah.
But she's honest with you.
Yeah.
What are you doing for Mother's Day?
They're all taking me out. I mean, there's a lot of them. But they're all taking
there she
me out.
is. Hi, Show off the ring. Just show your hand with the ring.
And he was handpicked, right?
Yes, I must say. My husband introduced them, and he's a great guy, and they're just a terrific couple.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations.
And you know what? All three of the older girls who just grew up with me on the set of Good Morning America, they're such fabulous big sisters to the little ones. You know, it's really wonderful.
That's great.
Fantastic. Well, Chicken Soup for the Soul about family caregivers. Miss Joan, we thank you so much for being here with us. It's always a pleasure, and happy Mother's Day to you.
We started here in New York
about the same time,
around on the
just
streets.
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, just a couple of years ago.
We'd be out there with our mics in people's faces.
Yes, yes.
So much fun. It's great to see you.
Great to see you. Thanks.
Congrats.